Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're going to look at a pretty powerful new way to think about AI in education. It's all about shifting our focus away from just the final product and onto the process of learning itself.
All right, let's just jump right in with a really important question. With all these AI tools everywhere in classrooms, are we actually making students better writers, or are we just making them better editors? Are we helping them think, or just clean up their work at the very last minute?
That question leads us right into something I like to call the AI polishing trap. And honestly, it's probably the most common and maybe the most misleading way that students are using these tools right now. Look at this workflow. On the surface, it makes perfect sense, right? A student writes their essay, they finish it, and then they feed it to an AI to make it better. And yeah, you get a nice polished product out of it. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. This whole process completely skips over the most important part of the assignment.
Okay, so if just polishing at the end isn't the answer, then where does the real learning actually happen? Let's dig into that, because it's probably not where you think.
So we really need to draw a hard line between these two things. On one hand, you've got thinking. This is the messy part, right? It's the back and forth, the struggle to even figure out what you want to say. And then way over on the other side, you have polishing. That's just the final cleanup, after all the tough thinking is already over.
And this quote just nails it. This is the core idea of this whole explainer, really. The real, valuable, the brain-building work happens in that messy middle. It happens during the thinking, not during the final spell check. So if AI only shows up at the very end, well, the chance for real learning is already gone.
So this all leads to a really big shift in how we should be looking at these AI tools. And listen, this isn't about banning them, not at all. It's about completely rethinking their job in the whole process.
Which brings us to the million-dollar question for everyone. Teachers, parents, students. At what point in the process should we actually let AI step in? And the answer? It's actually super simple but also really profound. The absolute best time for AI to jump in is before the decisions are final. It's while the thinking is still going on, while those ideas are still being molded and shaped, long before the student thinks, okay, I'm done. Okay, so let's explore this. Let's see how this idea builds a totally new and frankly much more powerful role for AI in education. We're not talking about an editor anymore. We're talking about a thinking partner.
See, when you use it like this, the AI isn't just a proofreader. It's not just correcting mistakes. It's actually engaging with the student's brain. It's helping them test their ideas, check for clarity, maybe find gaps in their logic. It can show them different ways to say something, but it prompts them to think about their choices. And that's key. The hard mental work stays with the student.
So what does this actually look like? Well, instead of just fixing a clunky sentence, a thinking partner AI might ask, hey, what are you really trying to say here? Instead of just rewriting a whole paragraph, it might just highlight it and say, this part feels a little fuzzy. See the difference? It offers up some possibilities, but it makes the student the one who has to evaluate them and make the final call. This just completely flips the whole feedback model on its head. We're moving away from the old way, which was basically, here's the right answer, just do this. And we're moving towards something new, something more exploratory. It's more like, okay, here are a few possibilities. Which one are you going to choose? And more importantly, why? Now that is real learning. So here's the bottom line. The goal of using AI for learning shouldn't be to make the work faster or easier. No, the point is to make the point of effort itself more productive. And this next idea, it might sound totally backward at first, but stick with me. Good feedback should actually slow learning down, not speed it up. Yeah, you heard that right. The point isn't to just race to the finish line. Good feedback, whether it's from a person or an AI, should make you pause. It should make you stop, look at your work, and really think about how you're going to make it better. So at the end of the day, we have a really clear choice here. We can use AI well and turn it into this incredible tool that helps students genuinely improve, one that even shows them what good questions to ask themselves. Or we can use it poorly and just turn learning into a boring, thoughtless editing chore. And that's really the big takeaway here. Look, of course the finished product matters. We all want students to create good work. But we can't ever forget that the real, lasting value isn't just in that polished final draft. It's in all the thinking, all the struggling, all the growth that happened to get there. So that leaves us with one last big question to chew on.
In this new age of AI, maybe our biggest challenge isn't just teaching kids how to use the tools. Maybe the real challenge is figuring out how to build classrooms that actually reward the process, not just the final product. How do we reward that messy, difficult, but totally essential journey of learning?